I talked about this last time. Instead of doing my laundry in the laundry pagoda we have out here.
I love that you have a laundry pagoda.
I do like laundry pagoda.
I found out that you can just drop your laundry off like a lazy piece of shit at your local laundromat, and they'll do it for you.
Yeah, they charge you by the pound.
Yeah, so they charge you by the pound. It's like 95 cents a pound.
Is that something that exists at all laundromats, or just the
I think a lot of
precious
them.
few that we have managed to find?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, the one by Fred Meyer does it. So
I've never lived without a washer dryer in unit, so I wouldn't know.
Well, you can go fuck yourself, Alex.
you're just asking to get flooded. Like
I live
did.
on the 3rd floor.
So I went to the laundromat, and the lady was like, hey, here, where's your laundry? Yeah, okay, here's my laundry. She puts it on the thing, and she like accounts for the basket and all this stuff, and she was like, oh no, you're like a little less than a pound shy because you need at least 6.5 pounds.
You just put your thumb on the scale. You're like,
And I
how
was
about
like,
this dick?
Damn it, that's where I was going with it.
and I was like, I just kind of looked at her, and then I took my sweatshirt off, and then I handed it to her, and I said, thanks, have a nice day. And then I just walked out.
That's pretty great, actually.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'll get that back tomorrow.
So now you're hoodie-less, but...
I got 3.
All right.
Well, on that note, welcome to So What'd You Learn, the podcast where we learn from other people's mistakes so you don't have to. I'm Alex.
I'm Zach.
Talladega Nights, somebody called me a few days ago.
Really?
Did you
Yeah.
stab them?
No. But
Well, good for you.
A good smack?
The bigger man.
but
Yeah,
then
right.
they started going for it, so I got
Going for it how?
Talladega Nights, Tallahassee, Dalamander, which I'm a fan of.
That's actually really
Yeah, I like
adorable.
Dalamander.
Dalamander. And yeah, Office can get weird sometimes.
Is there another one? Is there
Oh, Dalpal.
Oh, I hate how much I love that one.
So
Dallywood?
I call Jacob Little Hollywood. I don't know why. I just like calling him that.
Yeah, how was everyone's week, afternoon, evening?
Extravaganzas
I don't.
and whatnot.
Mouth sounds.
Yeah, that stuff. It's been fairly uneventful. We've just been dealing with, not to use a topical reference, but dealing with some outbreak stuff here. As
Yeah.
If you haven't picked up all the Seattle
Listen to our
and-
podcast. It's catching.
It's just contagious as the
Oh,
coronavirus.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, if we just say that it's super successful all the time, nobody's gonna know.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
Advil.
Yeah, my boyfriend and I stocked up on more non-perishables, so we're food secure for the,
Very nice.
the coming apocalypse.
I also did some grocery shopping and some stock-up shopping today, so that was fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tomorrow.
Nice.
Yep.
I ran through the aisles with my shirt off, just screaming.
As you do.
Yeah, and I
Don't forget the green bean.
Just chugging a bottle of olive oil. You didn't even know why.
Just holding a bag of bread and you just sprint by it.
I like to think I improved their business because people saw that they're like, actually, you know what? I should get a couple extra cans.
You know what? The sales here are outrageous.
When I was in the vet today, some lady was like, well, don't you know it? I went to the QFC and just every Lysol product, they're all gone.
Imagine that.
And
Wow.
they were, don't these people have Lysol in their homes? And I'm like, well, not everybody has 9 cats, lady. Like, it's chill out.
No, it has been a little weird being here in Washington and being, quote-unquote, the epicenter, as it
Yeah.
got called today, of the outbreak in the United States. So that's
Western
fun.
Washington, come for the weather. Stay for coronavirus.
You'll never leave.
Don't forget to visit Forks.
And get some damn fine cherry pie.
Yeah. See the ocean.
Yeah.
Feel the breeze. The breathes salty.
Get out of here with your Modest Mouse references.
Gotcha, bitch. Don't you carry it in.
Yeesh. But no, it's been a fairly uneventful week beyond that.
Yeah, just, old people dropping dead left and right.
You know.
Yeah.
The world's on fire. How about yours?
Just the way I like it.
I never get bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've officially reached the bottom of the barrel that is So What'd You Learn?
Yeah,
Nowhere to go but up.
Hey.
I work in an office, and they are currently deep cleaning it, apparently. So that'll be fun. Free cleaning. Just go in and be all sparkling new. And me and my boss were talking today because nobody's coming into work because they're all working from home. Understandably so. And I was like, hey, if we're the only two that come in here,
Let's
We
fuck.
can't-
Oh, wait. No.
we can't catch it from anybody. If nobody comes in the office, then they're not going to get me sick.
Oh, God. Now I just imagine doing foreplay in one of those big biohazard suits.
No, there was. I want to say there rings a bell in my brain memory. Like there is some show or movie where there's two people in hazmat suits and they're like, "It's goodbye. Like this is the last time we'll see each other." They just like try to kiss through the plastic head shields, and it's just so.
I think that was
wonderful.
Scrubs.
Was it Scrubs?
I want to say there a similar thing. There was a virus outbreak in the hospital, and two of the characters were wearing those big, biohazard suits with the clear plastic, face mask thingy.
No, it was Better Off Ted.
The
yeah,
second reference to Better Off Ted in this podcast.
That show
That's
is
going to be our
wonderful.
movie.
It's different. It's different. Better Off Dead versus Better Off Ted.
Yes, that was a TV series.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's wonderful.
Well, anyway, for part 2 of our very short episode, I think we were going to talk about one or both miscommunication or not saying what you mean when you mean it.
Or saying something and you weren't aware that you were going to say it wrong.
Yeah,
coming
so
off a different way than you imagined.
Yeah.
So I have an example.
Yeah. Lay it on us.
So we were recording a super secret podcast last night, and I have this Nerf gun that just kind of lays around the studio.
Yeah.
It's,
And Zach was like, "I'm gonna shoot the blinds," and in my head I said, "Zach, don't shoot the blinds, please. Just shoot the wall." But instead I said nothing, and now I have a hole in my blinds.
I mean, it was a great shot, you have to admit.
It was a great shot. It's actually kind of scary, impressive, and now I have a new home defense weapon.
Yes, it is. I mean, the blinds are what? 25 feet, maybe 30 feet away from where we're sitting.
Yeah, somewhere about there.
And it is a 200 PSI Nerf. Oh God!
Jesus.
Gun made out of PVC and hatred. And Zach shot it at the blinds, and instead of like going through between two slats, it literally punched a nickel-sized hole.
Perfect diameter of the dart. That
Yes,
I shot.
the dart, maybe dime-sized, like more than dime-sized hole,
Yeah.
through one of his
It's a good nickel.
blind slats, and I mean, it's a good hole.
I mean, I've played with Nerf guns. I've played with airsoft guns, and I've never punched a hole through a plastic blind with any of them before.
So you had 3 darts in there. Does it only fire one at a time?
Yeah.
How?
Well, Nerf gun corner with Dallas.
How does it only fire one at a time?
Because
It's like the same with a shotgun.
there's a little spring here, and there's a little rubber grommet that holds all the air.
Right.
And then it catches the dart with these little teeth.
So the dart has to be pitched forward for it to fire.
Yeah, so now there's only one, and then there's
But
one.
that one's loaded in the chamber.
Oh!
Oh, God damn it.
God
Damn it, Dallas.
Damn it.
What'd I tell you about shooting firearms in the house?
But Dad,
I'm okay, Dad.
I'm okay.
Boo!
I'm okay, Dad.
Is that gun powered by propane?
Oh my God, if it was lubed up, ready to go, dude.
Did you guys ever make a potato gun in school?
I was homeschooled. We didn't make firearms at home.
Well, we did for our sophomore year chemistry class because my teacher was this insane man.
My whiskey smells like soap, and I think my glass... Here, Alex.
Oh, your glass must have had some residue
Maybe.
in it.
Alex can tell me if I'm crazy.
What kind of soap is it supposed to smell like?
I don't know, like dish soap?
Like
Does
cilantro.
does it taste like soap to you?
I don't know, taste it. Oh, wait, coronavirus. That's okay, it's alcohol. I think I might be crazy.
Yeah, I think you're crazy.
Okay.
Because that was
Alright.
fucking delicious.
Give me more.
Sometimes my body's like, you hate everything for the rest of the night.
Well, I was at work and I got energy drink because I'm a trash person and I hate my body.
God,
No,
why?
I still drink energy.
No.
They're so good. There's such a variety. You can like try all the different ones.
You can punch a hole in so many pieces of drywall.
Yeah. But I got a can. It was from like the fucking the serve yourself case at the Safeway, and I was like, this is full of death. So I washed the top of the can off with some hand soap in the bathroom at work, and then I drank my energy drink, and I was like, this tastes like watermelon and soap.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
So you know it's healthy.
Yes, I cleaned out my insides.
There's that weird thing that some gene that some people have that cilantro tastes like soap to them.
I
Yeah.
have that. I hate it.
I'm
Cilantro's
sorry to hear.
disgusting.
I'm sorry.
My mom has that too. So
I do not. And I eat all the pho.
You just said to like, oh, I'm sorry, like I have like IBS or Crohn's disease or something. It's like, no,
Well,
I just
cilantro's
don't. I
delicious.
just don't like cilantro. It's okay. More for you.
Well, the funny thing to me is it doesn't really actually taste like anything.
no, that's not true.
Okay, well maybe we're just
Well, do you like parsley?
next question.
Casey just doesn't like. See, I can eat parsley. Parsley's fine. It's cilantro that tastes gross.
It has a certain molecule in it that certain people that have a certain gene cannot. I'm going for
tolerate.
the 3-shot.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Careful, there's a podcat roaming around.
Not for long.
It's okay. He had kidney stones. He's felt worse.
Oh, there you
Was
go.
it kidney stones? Not an infection. It was just
No,
kidney-
they were little kidney stones.
Oh, that's great.
Little precious gems.
Yeah, he got blood work today. It's like $250.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but man, he's an expensive small black bean.
Yes.
The joys of ownership.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So miscommunication.
Yes, thank
We're
you.
not saying what you feel.
Wowie wow.
Like, how are we gonna get back on track?
I feel like most people associate this to a relationship, but others, you can miscommunicate with somebody on the bus. I don't know.
You can have it with anybody.
Help me out here, guys.
Sorry, I was distracted by how I could hear you scratching your face.
Fuck it, Doug.
Yeah, when you think you're gonna say something and then people get it the wrong way, or you are gonna be like, oh, I totally know the answer to this, and then you fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have you were the one who brought this concept forward as being the theme of this episode. Do you have a relevant story that you wanted to talk about first?
Or you just want to shame me?
I just wanted to shame Zach, and this was my excuse.
Good.
Why are we shaming? I don't.
The dart thing.
Because I shot a hole in his blinds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not
yes.
saying what you feel.
Not saying what you feel. Gotcha.
No.
I have a brief story about this. It comes when I was a young little worm, and
I love all of your. Whenever you tell an old story, you always give yourself a very insulting little
a
name.
little fucking snotty grub,
God.
and
A little baby Skeksis.
Ugh.
And there was this back neighbor kid that, our properties butted up against each other. We would hang out because we were young. We were like, Pokemon, yeah, cool. We
Oh, I
both
did
like
that
that.
too.
We both like that. Let's trade. We got to the point where we were trading like cards for toys, and our parents were like, stop that.
What are you doing?
They were like currency, man.
This is not the auction house.
You could buy whatever you wanted with the right Pokemon cards.
You could.
Anything. But one day he's like, hey, why don't you come to church with us on Sunday? You're gonna come to Sunday school with me. And I mean, I raised secular. It was like, sure, fine.
What is
like,
secular?
Secular is non-religious.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. Yeah, so it's different. Being raised secular is different from being raised as an atheist or something like that. It's just
Right,
It's just
yeah.
you're raised without that as a major factor in your identity or
I like
upbringing.
the term secular because that means I don't have to actively disagree or hate anything, right?
You could also do agnostic if you acknowledge the fact that there might be a god or some sort of higher being but you don't.
Due to fear, yes.
Sure. Then, but you don't ascribe to any particular religion or creed or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Then
you were
there's-
agnostic.
Yeah, and then there's there's strong versus weak atheists.
Oh man, I can't remember what song this was in, but I heard a lyric today where it was women's souls were made from below. Like the souls of women were all made in hell. Is it? Oh, it's Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Soul of a woman
Teamwork.
was created below.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's progressive.
It sure was. Led Zeppelin, the most progressive band ever.
Love it.
Satanism.
Yeah. Hail Satan. Yeah, but then there's strong versus weak atheists, where like a weak atheist is like, I don't believe that there's a God, but I live my life as if one doesn't exist anyway. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And there's the strong atheist, like, I know there's no God because God is not real. Period.
The Bill Maher atheist.
The Bill Maher atheist. Yeah, I'm more of the weak. So I was like,
You don't care.
I see no evidence for one, and I don't give a fuck. I live my life without. Yeah. Anyway.
So anyway, this friend of yours has
friend of mine-
invited you to Sunday school.
This is before I identified as a weak atheist.
Well, you're a little kid. You didn't.
I was
really
a
know what the
child.
fuck was
I was a
going
grub.
on.
I was
Yeah,
a
so you're
little
grub worm
snot nose flatworm.
God.
Beautiful.
And I was like, Mom, can I go to church with Skylar? She's like,
Of course, his name's Skylar.
Sure, fine, whatever. Like, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Have fun, pretty much.
Oh, you'll learn.
Have y'all ever met a positive, friendly, easy to talk to guy named Skylar? No.
Yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh.
I had a coworker named Skylar. He was
Was he wonderful?
He was a delicate flower. Like, he had his own sort of like things that would kind of affect him more than
when I think,
normal. Or not normal, more than the rest of us. But he was totally personable and got along fine.
A fine person to be around.
I met multiple Skylars that were like baggy tracksuit, bad hat, weird attitude, negative, lots of drugs.
So they look like an Eastern European gangster.
Juggalo, like either juggalo necklace or ring, like with the
hatchet.
The Hatchet Man, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We've talked
Take a deep
about this.
breath. Take a deep breath. It's okay. I'm here to talk you down off the ledge.
Any
we're
Skylars
good.
listening out there?
We're not sorry.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, I was like,
Mom, can I go to church with Skylar?
and she's like, sure, fine, whatever. Figured out. So I go to Sunday school with Skylar because I wanted to hang out with Skylar.
Sure. How bad could Sunday school be?
Well, it was fine. And then they do this. It was like a game. It's a game. Let's ask questions from the Bible. And who can raise their hand and answer these trivia questions from the Bible?
And then there's like a Hermione Granger looking motherfucker in the back.
No, but see, because I was the guest, I was the new kid, I was the fresh meat.
You're literally playing out a scene from The Simpsons, where the Simpsons kids go to the Flanders house.
Yeah, kind of, except, yeah. And so they're like, okay, well, why don't if Skylar, if you know the answer, you can whisper it in Alex's ear, and Alex can answer the question.
And look like a big man.
And he can participate. I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be amazing.
So great.
I was prepared to just like, bring down the roof, man. I was like, I'm gonna rock this shit, especially because I got the answers fed to me in my ear. And they're like, who said blah 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 something? Oh no, who was gonna sacrifice his son?
Oh,
right.
Abraham.
Yeah. Who's gonna sacrifice his son?
Isaac.
To Isaac to satisfy the Lord or whatever. Some bullshit like that. Am I right, ladies? And they ask the question, and Sky leans over and goes, Abraham, in my ear. And me, being very secular, didn't know that they had just one name. And so I raised my hand, and they're like, yes, Alex. And I'm like,
Abraham Lincoln.
and they were like, good answer. No.
No.
That is the most wrong you could ever be.
It's worse than
Just Abraham is fine. And I was like, oh, okay. Can I go home now?
I'd like to leave.
I'd like to go now. I'd like to get by, please.
So I don't know if that is
So you got a
truly a
bathroom pass and never-
miscommunication, but it was like, I am getting information, then I am going to use it as I most logically
In my
with
brain.
the information that I have. Like,
Yeah.
that's okay.
I mean,
that makes sense to me.
It makes sense, yeah. I mean, if you had no knowledge of the Bible.
Abraham Lincoln.
And I said it with such fucking confidence.
Of course you
Yeah.
do.
And maybe that's the pivotal point to a lot of the ways you communicate today.
What, over communicate?
Questioningly. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Questioningly at all. Zach?
So, I just wanted to talk a little bit about learning.
You're Zach getting on a soapbox.
I told you not to look at it.
So,
We all agreed to ignore it.
soapbox soda.
I'm very self-conscious about my height.
Okay, Tom Cruise.
But no, I just had an incident about last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, just with a friend of mine. We were supposed to meet up, and it was just as simple. I did not word a text correctly. Where
Oh, God, I hate. Okay, yes.
yeah, where a simple phone call would have fixed this in probably 5 minutes.
It's like the entire plot of Wicker Park.
I'll trust you on that.
Yeah,
Never seen
don't ever watch it. It's garbage.
it. It doesn't sound good.
It's like if, oh God, just for a brief second, it's a movie where, you know, you have this miscommunications that, like, no, wait, I can explain, because it's totally not exactly what it looks like.
Of course.
But then they're like,
No, I don't want to hear it. Fuck you, you're out of my life.
and then, like, any form of communication technology that currently existed at the time of the filmmaking could have solved the problem. Like, you could have written a letter, left a telegram, text messaged, called, emailed,
Yeah, there's plenty of ways to communicate.
messenger pigeoned, knocked on their door,
Through a rock.
threw a rock. If you know where they work, could have stopped and be like, hey, I just need to clear this up for a second, and then be on my way. None of that ever happened at all. And you're just like, I'm watching. Am I in hell? Is this torture?
Yeah, like if I'm at work and I need something now, I send an email and then I go find that person.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
anyway.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Zach.
So, anyway, I had a small miscommunication with a friend.
Yeah.
Thought we were going to spend some time together one night, and she thought I was talking about the next night. Turned into a whole thing where nobody kind of called each other because we both were waiting to hear from the other person.
Oh, God.
So this caused an entire probably 2-3 days of anxiety that I did not need.
Wait, so you set up a meetup with somebody. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter who it is. You go to the place to meet them.
I didn't go to the place, but
Okay,
I
that
didn't
would've
hear
been
back
awkward.
from them.
So
on the
you
day.
stood them up? No, I'm kidding.
No, I thought I got stood up actually.
Oh.
Where I was just sitting at home waiting to hear from this person, and then just never did. Turns out, yeah, simple miscommunication, poorly worded text on my part, and whole thing could have gotten cleared up in, a couple of minutes with a nice little phone call.
Yeah, I have a
And-
couple friends that I can just call and they know it's probably not an emergency. It's a 50-50 toss.
Right.
Because like now if I need to know something right now, I
Yeah.
will call you.
Well,
But it might not be an emergency.
Well, this is one of my few friends that I still do call on the phone and we
Oh, yeah,
actually
yeah.
talk.
Yeah, I have a couple of those.
Yeah. So, this, to bring it back to a quote we love using on this podcast of your anxiety is lying to you.
Yes.
Just always keep that in mind. And
Your body is not going to stop working for no reason. It's okay, Dallas.
exactly.
That's my new anxiety.
Ooh, fun.
Just laying in bed. Like, oh, my heart's beating. I'm breathing. What if all that just stops? There's
Well,
nothing to...
Then you did be fucking dead.
Exactly!
My sister's favorite is like, don't worry, the sun's not going to go out for billions of years. But if it did, mysteriously and suddenly, it's fine. We wouldn't even know for a full 8 minutes.
Right? And think about those 8 minutes.
God, what would you do? Zach, what would you do during those 8 minutes?
We wouldn't know. We would just be living our lives for 8 minutes.
Right, and then it would just... Boop.
And
just
then the
go
sun
out.
would go out.
But then we'd all freeze to death.
Hypothetically, if you did get those 8 minutes, I would watch...
Masturbating.
That's a good choice, actually. I like that one. I would probably watch one of my favorite Simpsons episodes for 8 minutes. Probably something from season 5 or 6 or something.
It's just
Yeah,
8 minutes
get the
of
bong out.
dental plan. Lisa needs braces. Dental plan.
But then all of a sudden your subscription didn't auto renew for some reason. You got to spend 8 minutes putting the new card number in with the channel changer.
Wrong password. Shit.
No, I think
that's horrible.
we can take it here. So the last 8 minutes, I think I would put on. Oh God.
I'm just thinking. You could listen to Stairway for 7 minutes and then have a minute to reflect on your poor life choices.
You could. I think I would put on All the Young Dudes, the David Bowie version, and follow it with Shangri-La by the Kinks, and then that's about. I would probably bite the dust right towards the end of Shangri-La. And what would I do? I don't know. I'd probably drink a lot.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do.
I'd stand. I'd maybe go on the roof or something. Just be like, strike me down, and then like nothing hits you. You just freeze, and you're like, oh, crippling cold. How instant would that? Would it be like a frost that just like runs over the earth?
No, it's not a disaster
There's still
movie.
residual heat on Earth, but
Right.
Yeah, it would basically
wouldn't
be
last long.
like it would look like it was nighttime.
Yeah,
But it would look like it was nighttime forever. And then the residual heat would start dissipating. So it would start getting really, really, really.
It would be 8 minutes and some change.
well, when the sun went out.
But we wouldn't. Okay, the 8 minutes is how long it takes light to travel from the sun to Earth.
Light's gone.
So if the sun went out after
know in
8
8
minutes, the sun goes out. Right. Mm-hmm. It's not instant death, but it's a
Disastrous.
slow freezing, which humanity cannot recover from.
0. Yeah,
Yeah.
we all die. Everything dies.
New Ice Age, yeah.
Yeah, but the sun wouldn't really go out. It would. I mean, our sun isn't large enough to supernova. It's gonna eventually. What's just gonna happen is it's gonna run through.
Oh, I could listen to that song too.
Champagne supernova.
God.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be appropriate.
The sun isn't big enough to supernova.
No,
basically, what happens is a star is made of originally when it first forms as hydrogen, and due to the pressure, it fuses.
It's a nuclear reactor.
It's a nuclear fusion at the core,
Yeah.
and that explosion pushes out the weight of the hydrogen gas. So you have this self-sustaining ball of burning gas in space, right? Which is what a star is.
And held together by gravity.
Held
and all
together
that
by
stuff.
gravity, and the gravity is what caused the reaction in the first place. So, and then once it burns through its hydrogen, which is fusing into helium, once there's not enough pressure or there's not enough hydrogen to burn, it will start burning helium into the next heaviest element. Right?
Yeah,
It'll
and
just keep
eventually
fusing.
burn through its...
It'll burn through its supply, and as you start burning through higher and higher elements, like once a star starts running out of energy, or there's less fuel weighing down on the reaction, it starts to expand because there's not enough. The gravity isn't holding it into this tight little ball. It becomes this larger, more diffuse sort of, but it's still
And
active. It's still burning
Isn't
fuel.
that how you get a neutron star? Because eventually that collapses in on itself.
That's how you get like a red giant. They start because once you start running out of fuel, the reaction isn't as intense.
It's a cooled version.
It's a cooled version, and when the star cools, it turns more red.
Yeah,
you
like
start
when
getting,
you look at a flame, the blue is in the middle because that's the hottest. And then you have white, yellow, red.
Yeah, exactly. So
So
you get
it's
a red
like a
giant.
fireball supernova in the sky.
Yes, but once it gets to that
kill us
point,
all.
it'll have absorbed the orbits of Mercury and Venus.
Yeah, because it'll expand.
Oh,
so
we did a
much.
little test. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think because our star is small enough that when the fuel burns out, it's not going to then collapse in on itself and create this huge shockwave like a supernova. It's just going to start sloughing off material out into space.
It'll just slowly die out like a campfire.
Yeah. We might have some kernel of something, but it's not,
Yeah, there's nothing really there to really do much.
Yeah.
Well, that was Space Corner.
And that's how the solar system will slowly die.
On that positive note of the universe dying.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And if I got the details wrong, please send us an email letting us know.
oh, you know
I love
what?
that. I
Black-
would love to have more space discussion.
Yeah, I sure throw it our way. I'd listen to Black Star. That's about 8 minutes.
Oh, yeah, off Bowie's last album.
Yeah, and then I would just let the cold take me in the heat of the night or the coldness of the night.
I'd hug Bunny.
Yeah, give Mac
Yeah.
a little kiss on his little whisker, like the little whisker pouches on the side. You kiss those little bits.
This is a really depressing episode.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh, so it is Friday.
Not gonna lie, I'm not entirely happy how this turned out.
No, me neither. We're kind of wrapping up, but hey, okay, bring it back up. Whiskey, steak, and eggs. Me and Alex just had. They're
so
delicious.
Good. So good. I've never had
you're
steak and
welcome.
eggs together.
Yes, thank you, Zach, for bringing that over and not participating, so I could have more.
He had a bite.
Yeah,
I did.
that's fine.
It was delicious.
And then what else? Oh, it's Friday. We don't have to work tomorrow.
I do.
True.
We
I'm sorry.
probably odds are we won't get coronavirus if we keep washing our hands and are conscious of our actions.
Yeah.
And
Stop letting people cough directly into your mouth.
yeah, I mean,
Well, it's my fetish, but fine.
You know, we all make sacrifices, Zach.
I guess, but it's whatever. I'm just frustrated.
Just get a
You
yak
you guys
back.
wanna go drink?
Just get it. I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
No, get a yak back from like the
Yak
90s
back?
eBay yak back and just like cough into it and then like play that back to yourself while you jack off. Easy to hold your mouth open and imagine someone's coughing into your mouth.
Well, I'm shooting a little like spritzer in my face.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's complicated, but we can Rube Goldberg this pretty easily.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lube Goldberg, am I right?
On that note, I think we're gonna call it a night.
Yeah,
here,
okay.
folks.
champagne supernovas. Cue the guitars.
Jesus Christ. Bye, everybody. We are sorry for that, and we love you.
The So What Did You Learn podcast is brought to you by the So What Did You Learn network. Theme written and recorded by Jacob Rose. Our logo was designed by Stevie Van Bronckhorst. Further work of hers can be found at stevievanb.com.